How's my King's House family doing tonight? My gosh, I miss you guys so much. I have a few thoughts for you guys tonight that I believe could be timely and helpful for many of you during this time. Life is full of different seasons. Seasons where things grow and flourish. Seasons where things wither and seemingly die. Seasons where everything goes great, feels like there's a blessing around every single corner, but there's also seasons where everything just goes wrong and it seems like you can't catch a break. The interesting thing about a season is it's just that. It's a season. It's not forever. Whether a good or bad season, it doesn't matter. It's all just a season. While living through these seasons, these various times of our life, there's something very important that you have to remember. Your current season does not define you. It just doesn't. We're not defined by our current job status. We're not defined by the amount of zeros on our pay stubs. We're not defined by our current relationship status. Those things don't define us. We're defined by what's true about us, and there is only one voice that establishes that value. I'm sharing this with you tonight because I have been down this long, dark road of allowing circumstances and worldly standards to determine my definition of what success is and in turn determine my value and my self-esteem. 11 years ago, I was a youth pastor, a worship leader, a business owner. God was blessing my life in incredible ways. These were easily some of the best years of my life. I have so many incredible memories. I took a massive step of faith and moved states to help in another church, assuming that the same success that I was currently experiencing would follow me there. Why wouldn't it? But boy, I was wrong in a big way. The season that I was in changed, and it changed quickly. As blessed as I was before the move, I was equally, if not greater, unblessed in those years to come. Everything that could go wrong absolutely went wrong in my life. I could not get a job. I couldn't. I tried everything, no exaggeration. At first, I'm applying for good jobs, ones that I would enjoy. But as the months went on, my standards, along with my savings account, began to dwindle in a major way. I could feel my self-esteem and confidence beginning to slip. Day after day, they just drug on. I could feel my trust in the Lord begin to slip day after day. I could feel this sense of despair and hopelessness begin to grab onto me. I didn't want it to. I tried so hard not to let it, but it felt like I was constantly on the losing end of this constant battle. So I decided to apply to be a cart pusher at Walmart. Never got a call back. I applied to work at McDonald's flipping burgers. Never got a call back. I went so far as to apply as a dishwasher at a Mexican restaurant. And that's right, you guessed it, King's House. Never got a call back. Not a single call. Not a single interview over the span of a year. To make matters worse, ministry was brutal. Church wasn't growing. Things weren't happening. Half the church didn't even like me most of the time. So there I was, struggling in a way like I'd never struggled before. Always remembering that a year prior, Mark Hennon was leading worship at places around the world. Mark Hennon was being booked to preach at various youth conferences and youth camps. God was showing up. God was moving. Incredible season of my life, but here I am. I'm borrowing a lawnmower from my dad because I definitely can't afford a lawnmower. And I started a lawn care business, which is fine. Nothing wrong with that. The only problem is that Mark Hennon is allergic to grass. So I would come home every day with whelps and hives all over my body, a constant state of being allergic and miserable. I tried my best to stay positive. I tried my best to keep my head above water, but I eventually lost that battle, and I lost it in a big way as crippling depression and hopelessness began to take me over. I would go days and even weeks at a time being physically unable, it felt like, to even do as much as get off the couch. I was always such a passionate and always such a driven person. I couldn't believe who I was, and I didn't know how to get out of this hole that I found myself in. But as you know, King's House, God is so good. Man, He's so good. 11 years after starting that journey, here I am today. Baby, I'm passionate today. 11 years later, God is still moving in my life. It's not a season I particularly enjoyed all those years ago, but it is a season that I am incredibly thankful for. I learned and I grew so much. Here's what I know, and I hope some of you can grab on to this truth tonight. Some of you find yourselves currently in a really tough season. Some of you watching right now have lost jobs. Some of you may be struggling to find your confidence. Some of you may be struggling tonight to find your identity. I know this, my life is not defined by what season I currently find myself in. Thank you, Jesus. 9 years ago, laying on that couch in my PJs, crippled with depression, bombarded literally daily with thoughts of suicide, I was just as called, I was just as chosen, I was just as loved by God as I am today. None of you, King's House, would probably be able to recognize this guy 9 years ago because you've seen a part of my life that's been a great season. A season of miracles, a season of blessings, a season of favor. But even this current season, it doesn't define who I am. On my best day and on my worst day, in a season of blessing or a season of difficulty, I am Mark Hennon. I am beloved by God. I am His son, and He takes extreme pride in me. I have a future, I have a hope, and I have an inheritance that's being kept in heaven for me. I am blessed, and I'm highly favored. No season, no circumstance will ever be able to change that. It's who I am. On my best day and on my worst day, when families join the church and when families leave the church, when people sing Mark Hennon's praises and when people do their best to tear me down, when people say that the church is great and they love it so much, and when people go around town saying that the church is a cult, I haven't changed, and His opinion of me hasn't changed either. No matter what you're facing right now, King's House, no matter what you're going through, it doesn't define you. I can't say that enough. It doesn't get to decide your value. You are so loved by God today. You really are. It's the truth. Believe it. Speak it over yourself today if you have to. Look in a mirror and say it over yourself. Don't listen to the lies of the enemy. God has a plan for you, a future for you, a purpose for you, and somehow through all this, He will work it for your good. That's a guarantee, King's House. Take it to the bank. You are loved by God tonight. King's House, I love you so much. I am so excited about what the next days have for us as a body, for you as an individual, for us as a church. I love you. I'm praying for you. I can't wait to see you in the upcoming weeks. Have an amazing night, King's House. God bless you.